Come along with me today as we make some low-carb cheeseburger mac. I grew up with my dad making cheeseburger helper as a kid, and that's what this reminds me of. For this recipe, you'll need a pound of ground beef, some Worcestershire sauce, steak seasoning, chili powder, dried parsley or fresh if you have it, paprika, salt and pepper, frozen cauliflower, half of a diced white onion, 2 cups cheddar cheese, and some no sugar added marinara sauce. First, we're going to start off by dicing half of a white onion. I was realizing while chopping this how badly my knife needs sharpened. I definitely need to get on that. Next, let's open up the package of ground beef. If you don't do it this way, you need to. It comes out so much easier than just cutting the top off. I learned this little hack from Low Carb State of Mind over on TikTok. Next, just add the ground beef and the onions into a large skillet over medium-high heat. I use my little mix and chop tool just to break up all the ground beef as it's browning. I like it to be pretty broken up really well. I will link this tool down below. It's so handy. I love it. I don't know how I got by without it before. It's really a nice tool to have. Now that the ground beef is cooked all the way through, I'm just going to go ahead and take it off of the stove just to drain all the grease out. If you use a leaner ground beef, you might not have to do this, but mine was an 80/20, so it definitely had some grease. Now I'm adding in a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of paprika, a teaspoon of dried parsley, a teaspoon of steak seasoning. I'm using this one from Kevin's Natural Foods. Montreal steak seasoning is also great for this. Then I'm also adding in a half teaspoon each of salt and pepper. Just mix all those seasonings in, and once that's fully combined, you're going to add in a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I also love this adjustable measuring spoon. I will link it below as well. It's super handy. Makes it so you only have to dirty 1 measuring spoon instead of a bunch. Now I'm adding in 1 cup of no sugar added marinara sauce. This is actually a pasta sauce, not a true marinara, but that's just what I had on hand. Use what you like. You can also use plain tomato sauce if you prefer. And we're just going to mix this all together. Now that that's all mixed, we're going to add in our frozen cauliflower. My original recipe calls for 12 ounces. This bag was 16 ounces, so no big deal. We'll just have more. The cauliflower needs to be steamed, so pop on your lid and let that cook for about 10 to 12 minutes until it's nice and soft. Then you're going to go in and break it up, and I use my mix and chop tool for this as well. Definitely makes it so much easier. And because the cauliflower is so neutral in flavor, this kind of mimics our noodles, like the mac part of the cheeseburger mac. My kids love this. They don't even realize that there's cauliflower in it. I break it up enough that I don't know what they think it is, but they eat it and they like it. Another little hack, if you have carb eaters in your household, this is something I do for my kids, is sometimes I'll cook up some regular mac and cheese and then just add some of this mixture into that, and they really like it. It's a good way to add a little bit of veggies into their diet without them really even knowing, because the cauliflower just tastes like everything else that's in the dish. Now that everything is nice and combined just how I like it, we're going to go ahead and add in 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. If you could add more if you want, if you like it really cheesy. I think this is just the perfect amount. Just keep stirring that up until the cheese is nice and melted, and that's it. You're ready to serve. I like to have this with a salad. Tonight we just had it on its own. I didn't have a huge appetite this evening, and I did mix some into some regular mac and cheese for my kids on this night, and I should have shown that, but I forgot to pick up the camera. But that's what it looks like. It tastes like my childhood. Every time I eat this, I think of my dad and the cheeseburger mac that he used to make me. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. See you in the next one.